In this morning's Business Insight, there's a need for big brothers and big sisters to mentor some special kids in our community. Big Brother and Big Sisters of Greater Cincinnati is looking for bigs, that is, adults to work with young men and women who need a role model. Jessica Esterkamp is Vice President of Corporate Development at the Matrix Companies and also a member of the Big Brothers Big Sisters board. And maybe more important, she's been a big herself since 2012. She's with Business Courier publisher Jamie Smith in the studio. Jessica and Jamie.
Thanks, Peg. Jessica, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about how you got involved with Big Brothers and Big Sisters to start with.
You know, it really started at Matrix. Part of our company culture and our core values is giving back in the community, and we also really like to have fun. So, you know, naturally kids are fun, and so it was a good fit for us. The owner of Matrix, it was a big, and he was really passionate about it, so it kind of became contagious. We now have 12% of our workforce are bigs in some capacity. There's the site-based and the community-based. Those are the two options. So on the site-based, which a lot of our employees participate in, you can do that during company time, and it's 1 hour a week at a school where you just sit and have lunch with a little.
Well, that's awesome. So that kind of culture, I'm assuming, is one of the reasons why Matrix is named one of our best places to work.
Yeah, I think people really enjoy it. I think they feel like part of their work week is doing something great for the community.
Yeah, that's great. All right, now you've been a big since 2012. What's it like? Talk a little bit about that personal experience you have.
You know, I can't even talk about it without feeling emotional because it's been such a big impact on my life. My little sister is just an amazing person, and she, like so many of the littles, come from very challenging upbringing. She's experienced more things than a lot of kids will ever experience. I think when I first started being a big, I felt like it was going to be, oh my gosh, I have to think of something fun to do today. Are we going to go to the Children's Museum? But what ends up happening is they just become a part of your life. It can be simple things like picking up dry cleaning or buying a gift off a registry, things that she never had done before that now we just do. We do fun things.
Yeah, well, that's great. Obviously, being a big brother or big sister is one thing. You know, it's a personal commitment on your own. Getting on the board of an organization, as I know, is a whole nother level. Now you're an advocate. Now you're talking for the organization. What would you say to viewers that are watching this today that may say they have reservations, I'm scared to do this, it's too big of a time commitment, I don't want to get involved? What would you say to them?
You know, I think that's kind of a natural thing. Everyone feels like we're busy. And I'll just go back to my point of it's not always a big production. Sometimes it's just running errands. I think one story that I like to tell is I said to my little sister, what do you want to do today? You know, we're out of ideas. I said, do you want to go for a hike? What do you want to do? She said, can we just go to your yard and pull weeds? I mean, she just wanted to put her hands in the dirt. She doesn't have a yard. She just wanted to wander around the yard. And that to her is like an amazing activity. So the time factor, it becomes a non-issue. The other thing I think people think is, well, I'm not good enough to be a mentor. And you know what? I'm not a perfect person by any means. I know that's surprising to you, Jamie. But I think if you can just show up, if you can just do what you say you're going to do, if you can just tell a child that, you know what? You are not a victim of your circumstances. Your decisions define you, not what has happened to you in your life. And that is what I always tell her. I say, you know, you get to decide what you want to be in life. You want to have a nice house, you want to have a drama-free life, those are going to happen based on the decisions that you make. If you can get that message to a child, then you're qualified to be a big.
Well, that's awesome. All right, let's talk a little bit about how you can get companies involved in organizations. I think you have a lunch and learn program that you'd like to take out to some organizations. Talk a little bit about that.
The best way for us to communicate the message of being a big is to get in front of young professionals or, you know, really it's any age. Grandparents are great bigs. They've been through it all. They've seen it all. They have a lot to offer. But for us to get in front of an organization and just share the message of what it means to be a big, answer any questions, that is the best way for us to share the message. So if you work somewhere where you can just allow us to come in for a half an hour, we don't ask for any money, and just talk about what it means to be a big, we would really love that opportunity.
That's awesome. So it can be a lunch meeting, a staff meeting, just some way for you to get in front of the entire organization and tell the story.
Very informal, no pressure type of situation. If you're not at a point in your life where you don't feel like you can be a big, and I understand that it's not for everyone, you can, we always take financial donations.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
well, I know we're going to put up the website, for Big Brothers and Big Sisters, so they can find out more information. I know they can contact you at Matrix to kind of get your sales pitch on it.
Absolutely.
But I think about this often, and I think about probably the objection most people will put up is, I have kids, I have a job. Well, you're an executive, you have a daughter, you have a volunteer. It can be fit in.
Yes, and you know what? I get just as much out of it as what I give. Probably more.
That's awesome.
And I think my family does too. It's very good to expose my daughter to different cultures.
Well, great. Thank you so much for being here today, and
Thanks
I hope we get some new bigs because of this program.
I'll be waiting for your application.
All right.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks.